So earlier today, well actually yesterday, although it finished downloading today, because it was on sale I bought Star Wars Squadrons. It does VR, which is kind of cool I guess, but it's just so damn frustrating. Like, this is a good example that I'm finding here right now. I was trying to set things up so I could actually record a little session where I could talk about it, and I'd left it on the opening menu. I didn't even have my controller in my hand. I hadn't even touched anything. And while I was trying to figure out how to record and stuff like that, it just dropped me into a dogfight. I didn't want to come into a dogfight. I wanted to go into a practice session, just do a little bit of mucking about and everything. So, yeah, there we go. So I got dropped into a dogfight scenario. And then I thought, well, okay, fair enough. Maybe I'll have a little fly around and everything and maybe try and take part or whatever. But then the problem is my controller just randomly wouldn't, like, you can probably hear me moving stuff around now, and I am moving and everything, and it's not doing anything. I can't control my ship. Even though I was using the controller to navigate the menus just a little bit earlier, nothing is working, nothing is happening, and it just randomly does this. So, bang, great, fantastic. This is just such a great experience. I mean, and there's so many other things about this that actually just really annoy me anyway. It looks great. I was 10 when Star Wars came out, the original Star Wars, what became Episode 4. I love Star Wars. I'm not a mega fan or anything like that, but it's been in my blood since I was 10 years old. I went to see it for my 10th birthday. I've watched all the movies, I've not read any of the expanded universe books or anything like that, but you know, I love all the movies and stuff like that. I've played many of the games and everything. There's a lot about Star Wars, the look and the feel of Star Wars, the universe, the world that's built around it that I absolutely adore. So the idea of being able to get into an actual cockpit, and look at this, okay, you know, there's everything here. Well, apart from when you die, obviously, because you can't control your ship. There's everything about it is fantastic. And yet, in VR, there's no actual R part to it. I can't interact. I put on my headset and then I have to pick up my Xbox controller and not interact with the ship. I can't wave my hands around in front of me now. I can't gesture and things like that. Like, I've recorded a few videos lately. I've been really into VTOL VR, where your cockpit works. There's a real virtual reality there. I can reach out with my hand and flick buttons and stuff like that. And this cockpit here, look, all these buttons and everything, I want to play with them. I want to interact with them. And I can't, and that's really deeply disappointing. Yeah, great, you know, just this kind of stuff is so frustrating. Yes, I was idle because you're not listening to look, I'm holding my controller. I'm glancing down, I can see my controller's turned on. I interacted with the menus by actually pressing buttons on the controller, and it's just stopped working. This is such a promising game for me, and yet it's so deeply frustrating and seems so badly broken. And it just reminds me of experiences I've had with a couple of other EA games. It reminds me a little bit of, I suppose, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was fun. There was lots about it that I liked. And unlike some people, I really enjoyed the story, you know, the main story and all this kind of stuff. But the way it worked, the way I interacted with it and everything was just, it frustrated at every turn. And there was little things didn't quite work right and so on and so forth. And so, like, here I am now with a game that should be peak me. It's VR, it's Star Wars, it's flying, it's flying all these fighters that I've known and loved since I was a kid and everything. Yet, you know, going back to when I was 10 or whatever, we lived those realities. We went and saw those games, and I can remember me and my mates for months afterwards on our bikes, going down the back lanes, pretending we were doing the trench run and all this kind of stuff. And you know, we lived that world. We felt it, we enjoyed it, we loved it. And the idea of being able to actually sit in an actual cockpit, you know, much like, you know, anyone who's played the Star Wars game that was in the arcades in the 80s or whatever, that seemed amazing. That you know, vector graphics, attack the Death Star thing and everything. The idea of being able to do that such that it looks so real, and maybe, just maybe, like in VTOL VR, be able to reach out with your actual hand and flip some switches and reconfigure your shields and you know, put your power so it's more to your engines, or you know, more to your guns or whatever. All those little things would be so fantastic, and they're not there. So I put on my headset that's plugged into my PC, and then I have to pick up a sodding Xbox controller, or even worse, looking at this at the moment, have to actually find my keyboard and use my keyboard while I've got two screens strapped to my face. And I bought this on sale. I don't feel like I've been that cheated out of it. It was like less than 20 quid. So I'm going to have some fun mucking about with it. I'm probably going to have more fun mucking about with it not in VR, which is the real shame because I wanted it for the VR. I might try and record a couple of videos. I'll try to actually get it so it would record and everything was a job in and of itself. I'm waffling on, I'm banging on, I'm so disappointed, so very disappointed with this, because it should be great. It looks great, it's everything, it has all the elements of what I wanted from a Star Wars jump in a fighter and go fight stuff game in VR. But it doesn't put them all together. I'm really upset by it. Anyway, I'm going to stop banging on and see if I can fix this and actually have some fun. Thanks for listening to me rant. Bye.